This was the one image that's haunted the souls of Ronaldo fans. Surely, if you're rigging it for Messi, let him have the winning goal. What Van Gaal has done, I think what Van Gaal has done has made it problematic. It gets deep. It gets deep, man. Your boy Louis Van Gaal, he just had to stir the pot. So let's just break things down of what Van Gaal said, my viewings, because, guys, we knew that that World Cup would not rest, that people would have things to say. People would always have things to say. It's in Qatar, it's in the winter, all these kinds of things. So I'm going to give my view, but first of all, let's just first start with what the statement that was made. So this is from Louis Van Gaal. So when you see how Argentina gets the goals and how we get the goals and how some Argentina players oversteps the mark and we're not punished, then I think it's all a premeditated game. Premeditated game. I mean everything I say. That Messi should become world champion? I think so, yes. So when we just break things down here, how Argentina gets the goals and how we get the goals. Always he's talking about the penalty and how some Argentinian players overstep the mark, maybe not receiving yellow cards, red cards, and different cautions. But I think it's all a premeditated game. That's premeditated. Viewing that, we want Messi to win, so things are engineered for him to win. I mean everything I say. That Messi should become world champion? I think so, yes. These are heavy claims. These are very, very heavy claims indeed from your boy Van Gaal, man. Very heavy claims. And you see, you have to understand, if you know the history of Van Gaal, he's one of those guys that he has never held his tongue. He will always speak his mind and he doesn't give a damn. And my thing about it is that it's his viewpoint. Now, I'll tell you what I think, but what we have to first know here is that is his viewpoint. That is how he views things. And everybody is afforded the chance or the opportunity to have an opinion. That is his opinion. That is a viewpoint that he believes that it was rigged, and it was rigged in favor of Messi. That's his viewpoint. So, but from my point of view, I find it hilarious because he must know. I almost respect what Van Gaal is doing. And what I mean by that, I respect it because I respect it, but again, how can I be surprised? Because he's old school. So I respect it because you must know the Messi fan base. You must know how popular Messi is, and you must know how this would be taken by the Messi fan base and the footballing world. But at the same time, he's old school. And because he's old school, LVG doesn't give a damn. He doesn't give a crap. So it's like, bro, I'm 70 plus years old. I could give a crap about what all these kids on Twitter or Instagram are thinking or TikTok. Screw it. This is my viewpoint. I'm just going to say. But, so let me first give my viewpoint, then I see how things get tricky. Was this rigged? No. In football, you're always going to have calls. Calls here, calls there. I watched I watched every World Cup game, pretty much every World Cup game. I definitely watched all of Argentina's games. And there were calls that you could have, that Argentina, that should have been called against Argentina. And there may have been some calls that may have been called against the teams that they were playing, whether it be an Australia, a Netherlands, a Croatia, everything. But there was nothing I saw there that said, okay, this thing is rigged towards him. Because again, my argument is, if it was rigged towards him, okay, why give a penalty when it was 3-2? Surely, if you're rigging it for Messi, let him have the winning goal. And just don't call that handball on, I think, was it Montiel in the last few minutes. No, in the last minutes of extra time. That's gave Mbappe that penalty. So I just don't see an argument there from my point of view that it was rigged. But this is where things get problematic because, you see, what Van Gaal has done, seeds of doubts. That's all that needs to happen. All you need to do is just put seeds of doubts, and forevermore, people can use this as fuel to be like, well, was it really? Was it really? Was it really? Because whether you look at Pele's World Cup, Zidane's World Cup, but all these great World Cups, the World Cup is, they won the World Cup. It is what it is. But I feel that, again, keep in mind, I don't think it was rigged. I just don't think it was rigged. But that's just my viewpoint. But the facts remain, these are the facts. It's the first World Cup held in winter. It's the first World Cup held in the middle of the season. It was a World Cup held in Qatar. And you know of how the PSG Qatari links and connections with Messi. And the fact that it was held in Qatar, people already said that, Messi, of course he's going to win it based on where it's being held. Ibrahimovic said, of course he's going to win it. So when you have feelings before the World Cup that connects all the dots, it should go towards Messi. By Van Gaal saying this, it just adds fuel to the fire of any people that had any doubts prior to the World Cup by such a prominent figure coming out and said, oh no, it was. And this ain't just some dude on Twitter. This ain't just some random dude on the road. This is a guy that's managed probably one of the greatest UCL victories of all time. That's Ajax 1995 team. This is one of the most prominent managers and coaches in the game. So for him to come out and say this, and a man of this stature, with the kind of reverence that people have towards him, because whether you like him or hate him or whatever, based on what Van Gaal did with that Ajax team in 1995, he's already a legend of the game. He's already a legend of the game, like it or not. So by him saying this, it is problematic because it gives these guys hope. Now, I thought and I believed December 18th ended this rivalry. It's ended the debates. It's ended the discussion. It was over. Finito. Done. Because I thought that by Messi winning that World Cup, it was over. But, clutching at straws. But by Van Gaal just putting in the seeds of doubt that, it was premeditated. Everything was built and made for Messi to win. It wasn't fair. It was a rigged World Cup. Then for the Ronaldo fans, they can use that as fuel to say, no, it doesn't count. It was, our guy had to work to earn his trophies. But based on how much Messi's liked and how much he's loved by the media and by the powers that are to be, the institution and everything around it, because they wanted Messi to win, they rigged it for him. It's not a real win. Now, that's not my argument. That's not my argument. But that is the argument that they will have. And that is why this is problematic because, again, they will use what Van Gaal has said and be like, oh, no. It's premeditated. I mean, on Twitter right now, and I have guys saying, oh, no, look at all the examples. You see, guys brought that up before of the examples of the inconsistencies of the refereeing the decisions that were favoring Argentina. But it's just a man on the road. And nobody is really going to take what a man on the road is going to say. But once you bring in a Van Gaal into the discussion, and somebody as prominent as him, whoa. You see, again, my thing with the Messi World Cup thing, my only issue with it is, I just don't think it was rigged. If you think it was rigged, cool. You have your view. I can't argue with your viewpoints. I respect your opinion or whatever your opinion is. I may think your opinion is wrong, but I respect your opinion. Same time I respect Van Gaal's. My only issue with the Messi thing is your boy. That's it. So my thing Messi, he technically won the World Cup, but he wasn't the star of it. Because when I think of that World Cup final, there are only two names I think of in that World Cup final, of the guys that really starred in that World Cup final. Mbappe and Emi Martinez. And I said on my post-match thing, Mbappe ruined the perfect story, because if Messi had scored that winning goal, hence why I don't think it was rigged. Because once Messi made it 3-2, that's it. Don't give the penalty. Screw with the penalty. Let France argue. Don't give the penalty. Messi scores winning goal 3-2. That is the perfect story. Messi is the star of that World Cup final. Start the World Cup, start the World Cup final. But by Mbappe causing the shot to force that penalty, to score the penalty, making it a three-piece, it now meant that Messi, you no longer can be the definitive factor of Argentina winning. It now has to be a team effort, specifically Emi Martinez. And really, the hero of it, really, the guy, Montiel was the guy that scored the penalty that was really the definitive thing, but the guy that was definitive was Martinez. The 1v1 against Muani, and of course, saving the penalty. I think it was either Chomeni or Koeman's penalty. But Mbappe, that's the guy that I think of when I think of that final, based on where France were and how he pretty much single-handedly dragged France back into that game. And what he did as an individual, for me, that leaves a greater imprint on my mind than what Messi did. Because I don't even think of what Messi did in that final, because all I can think of, oh my gosh, Mbappe dropped a three-piece when his team were 2-0 down. That's all I can think of. So my thing is that Mbappe messed up because I can't call Messi the GOAT when Mbappe, when they've met each other twice, has dunked on him. In 2018, Mbappe dropped a two-piece as a 19-year-old, dumping Messi out. In this game, Mbappe was like, you're not going to beat me in open play. Penalties, fine. Your team is going to beat me through penalties. But when it's you against me, 1v1, you will not beat me. And Mbappe says to this day, Messi, you've not beaten me 1v1. I have, in both occasions, international, I have outscored you. So you alone has not 1v1 outscored me, and you single-handedly leading your team to beat me. It's not happened. So the only way you can beat me is let your keeper be the hero. Let other guys be the hero. You're not going to be the hero against me. And that is why Mbappe just made the GOAT conversation. It's made it now much more complicated. Because right now it's now about, if Mbappe wins a few more UCLs and Champions Leagues, it's a different convo. So now it's open. Mbappe has made it open season. But back to the whole initial thing, though. So that's just Mbappe thing. But this is the image that I feel is going to haunt Ronaldo fans forever. Because this was the one image that's haunted the souls of Ronaldo fans. Like, if let's say 2021, 2020, and you ask Ronaldo fan, what is your biggest fear? What's your biggest fear? Ask a Ronaldo fan in 2020 or 2021 or 2019, what is your biggest fear? They said their biggest fear is Messi winning that World Cup before Cristiano. Just Messi winning that World Cup, specifically before Cristiano. They said that is their biggest fear. And once this happened, you had a divide. One side, tough pill to swallow. It is what it is. Hold the L. Be happy with what your man did in the club game. Still the overall Champions League goal scorer. Still holds a record for Champions Leagues in a campaign. 5 UCL titles. Okay, we've done our club thing, but this debate, we lost. Pick another sport or just move on. But for the other side, it's too much of a harsh reality. It's too much of a hard pill to swallow. It is too difficult of a truth to accept. So, no. Coping mechanism. Because not only did Messi win that World Cup, Cristiano had a particularly bad campaign, to the extent of where he got benched by Ramos. And he still is yet to score a goal in the knockout game. So it was the worst possible scenario. Messi having the kind of World Cup that he had, scoring in those knockout games, penalties or whatsoever, winning the World Cup, Cristiano having a horrible campaign, being benched, and still not scoring a goal in the knockout. It was the worst possible thing. So when that reality is so harsh, you need that coping mechanism. You need to clutch at something. And that is why what Van Gaal has done, I think what Van Gaal has done has made it problematic. Van Gaal has made this problematic because now, remember, there's a divide. Some of those Ronaldo fans hold the L. We lost. It was a great battle. I never thought it was a battle. So go watch my video of years ago. I never saw this as a battle. I always said this was a myth. But for those guys, it was like, no, keep going. All right. No. Hold the L. We were done. But for that other side, who we refused to give up. We refused to give up. Van Gaal coming out and saying this, like, yes, we're not crazy. We're not just mad. This isn't just a views of man from the road. This is a prominent, respectable figure who's come out and says it was premeditated. So by Van Gaal coming and saying this, those guys will never accept Messi's World Cup. They'll say, no, it was rigged. It's a fake World Cup. It was rigged. And that's a problem. Because if they don't accept that, then when will this ever end? Because I doubt we're going to see Messi in 2026. We are going to see Cristiano in 2026. Like, I've come to accept that we are seeing Cristiano Ronaldo in 2026. In what state he'll be in, Lord only knows, but we are seeing him in 2026. Messi's last hurrah is that Copa America next year. So that's my thing. They've made it problematic, So because I thought it will end, and I think it's something that we even discussed that maybe this thing never ends. That's how scary it is. Maybe this, because in my foolish, myopic view, I see him on the World Cup, it's over. But maybe because people have invested so much, have gone 10 toes down, have put in so much emotion and time and intensity into this, oh no, we can't accept losing. We can't accept a loss. We're just going to keep on going. As I said, this has always been a myth. Messi has always been better than Cristiano, always. He's always been the better player, always. But this World Cup, I thought was, okay, this is now the full stop. This is the end. Now, you can't argue. Okay, maybe you want to argue, fine. Now, you can't argue because of the Copa America campaign he had and the World Cup campaign that he had and what he did and how he was clutch and how he showed up. I said, what more do you want? So, you see, if after what Messi did and that World Cup, how he came clutch and how he completely and totally outperformed Cristiano, but he outperformed Cristiano in terms of showing up, becoming clutch, being in the moment compared to what Cristiano did. If you can't accept that, then, bro, guys, then you can't accept anything. Then you can't accept anything. Guys, tell me what you think. Does this Messi Ronaldo thing ever end? Will this ever end? What if December 18th didn't end it? What will end it? That's what I want to know.